Syracuse Silver Knights fans, welcome to the On-Center War Memorial Arena, and thank you so much for joining us on MASL TV as the Syracuse Silver Knights and the Florida Tropics do battle in this very crucial MASL Eastern Division show match. Hello everyone, I'm Christian Guzman. I'm joined in the first half today by Mason Horodisky. Mason, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. What a great rivalry for these division matchups today. I am so excited to see this one get underway.
We'll hear more from Mason in a little bit, but right now we're almost at game time. Let's go through the starting lineups for both teams. For the Florida Tropics in goal, they have Peter Sliwa starting for the Tropics. The Polish native is only starting his first game since January 12th after giving up 5 straight goals in the fourth quarter to allow St. Louis to gain their second victory of the season over Florida. In defense, it's Lucius Teixeira and Lucas Montalares. Those two have been key for the Tropics in defense the entire season. The midfielder for the Tropics, Anthony Orico, and the two forwards, Mauricio Salas and Freddie Muyen. For the Syracuse Silver Knights, it's Andrew Coughlin who starts in goal. He's been hot as of late. Domenico Vitale and Darren Toby are your starting defenders. In midfield, it's Patrick Thompson and Slavica Ubipara-Povic, and the lone forward to start today is Bo Yelovac. And Mason, really the key person probably for this Syracuse team is Andrew Coughlin, who's had an excellent past couple of games.
26 saves in the last matchup for the Silver Knights against St. Louis. He is on fire right now. He's been a brick wall in the goal this season to begin with. So Florida's going to have their work cut out for him.
Yes, Coughlin setting a new career high in saves in Syracuse's last match against St. Louis, where Syracuse won 6-4 against the Ambush with 26 saves. 13 of those 26 coming in the fourth quarter of that game. We're almost set here for kickoff between the Florida Tropics and the Syracuse Silver Knights. Freddie Muyen, who stands over the ball as we get set. There's the whistle, and we are underway here at the On-Center War Memorial Arena as both of these teams look for a crucial win here in the MASL Eastern Division. Yelovac being pressured by Orico, and Salas gets the ball away. Florida starting with possession, but it's Domenico Vitale who intercepts it. It's got Yelovac to his left, stringing down towards the left. Muyen able to intercept the ball, and there's Orico.
Now, Christian, if you see a notable absence from this Syracuse team right now, it's Kenardo Forbes. He got a red card in the last game against St. Louis, and a player of that caliber being out of the lineup could be huge.
It's a huge loss to have no Kenardo Forbes in this lineup as well. Last 2 wins against Florida, Kenardo scored hat-tricks. Jake Schindler might have an opportunity. Sliwa coming off the boards. His line, though, to clear it off the boards. Now the ball is at the feet. Ricardo Dieguez. Pereira back over to Dieguez. Nice little 1-2. Ben Raymond trying to cut it off. Dieguez taken to the ground. No foul called. Off the boards. Break the Pereira's one-timer is well over the glass. Fast and fervent start to this game here between the Tropics and the Silver Knights. Tropics do look like they have a little bit of energy, even though they did just play last night against the Harrisburg Heat at 7:35 last night. It was a 5-4 win for Florida, a really crucial win for them, considering how tight both of these two teams are for that final playoff spot in the MASL Eastern Division.
Playoffs are right around the corner, and this is crunch time for all these teams sitting in that coveted second spot, third spot in the division. This game could be big for Syracuse, as that puts them up above Florida with winning percentage on the year.
Tavernisi now on the field, named to the Team of the Week for the MASL this past weekend with 4 goals and 3 assists combined over that brutal 3-game road trip for Syracuse the past weekend when they went to St. Louis, Milwaukee, and St. Louis again in the span of 44 hours. That's a brutal stretch for anyone. I wouldn't know that about a combined travel time of 12 hours between those two cities, plus the travel time back to Syracuse. Patrick Thompson's header finds the hands of Peter Sliwa.
I mean, I get exhausted just making the 3.5-hour trip from my hometown up to Syracuse. I can't even imagine 44 hours of traveling.
It's been a long weekend for Syracuse last week, able to sleep in their own beds for this weekend's crucial game against the Florida Tropics. Just over 2 minutes in, no score between the two clubs. Coutinho on the ball. Passes it back to Rafael Schampler. He had a great time last year. Actually, no, that's Marco Rodriguez who had a goal last time. The Tropics came to the On-Center War Memorial Arena, but Rodriguez also had an own goal last time these two teams played down in Lakeland, Florida. Tavernisi intercepting the midfield pass intended for Muyen. Vitale running into Salas there. And the ball goes to Coughlin. Can only clear it as far as Lucas Montelares, who picks it up in midfield. There's a wide open Freddie Mujian. It goes off the boards. No one there in the middle of the park for Florida, though. And now a shot is off the wall.
Doesn't look like Florida can get anything really started right now. A lot of wild shots we've seen so far.
Yeah, you see Salas mishitting with the left foot there. Patrick Thompson able to clean it up. Now Syracuse will go back on possession. 11:53 left to go in this game. No score between the two teams. Syracuse has won 2 matches of the 3 that they've played against Florida. The only loss coming here at home, a 9-4 loss back in December, but Syracuse has won 2 other games against the Tropics back in the early December and then back in January. Both of those games coming in Lakeland, Florida.
And despite that record, though, too, Florida is still outscoring Syracuse in their series.
Toby scores! Darren Toby has also been on fire as well. Last 2 goals came against St. Louis in the last match, and now he adds his 5th goal of the season. Silver Knights take an early 1-0 lead.
Toby, usually known as the defensive specialist, but you love to see the big man punch it in. Syracuse up 1-0. Let's see what they can do from here.
Toby, in his last game, scoring those 2 goals against St. Louis. That was his first multi-goal game since 2014, and he already has a goal to his name here today. And Syracuse takes an early 1-0 lead.
And Christian, you got to wonder what that does to the confidence of Sliwa. Like you said, in his last contest, he gave up 5 goals. He has not started since that, back at January 12th. Don't expect a lot more shot attempts from Syracuse, trying to get into the head of Sliwa any way that they possibly can.
But here's a top of the arc opportunity for Florida after the defensive clearance by Pat Thompson. It's Salas on the ball, tries to shot. Oh, that's a great goal from Mauricio Salas. Last time Syracuse played, it was Mauricio Salas and Freddie Mujian who had hat tricks down in Florida. And Salas here with a beautiful left-footed shot that just rifles into the top right corner of the Syracuse net. Now it's tied at 1.
That was an absolute firecracker. You cannot place that any better. What a shot by Salas.
Salas now ties himself with Mujian for the team lead in goals for Florida. They both have 13 each. Now this game quickly tied at 1. Yelvok able to hold off both Florida defenders, but it's off to Toby. Now here's Ben Raymond. Parapovic back in midfield, goes over to Toby. Back to Slav. Now ball goes over to Yelvok, guarded there nicely by Guilherme. Back over to Slavisa. 2 men fighting for the ball there. It's Marco Rodriguez who are able to shuffle the ball away to the Florida defense. Now here's Pereira. Back to Guilherme. Guilherme made his season debut here on Center War Memorial Field back when these 2 teams played in December. Lucas Teixeira. Over to Mujian. And last time these 2 teams played on January 6th, Mujian and Salas with hat tricks in a 10-9 win for Syracuse. Pinardo Forbes with a hat trick and game-winning goal in overtime of that game. So it shows you how much Syracuse is missing the play of Pinardo Forbes. That pass from Jake Schindler. Look for Slavisa Parapovic, who is actually coming on for a change. And the ball now finds the head of Lucas Teixeira, but it goes into the Syracuse bench. Silver Knights ball.
And it not only shows you how much they're missing Pinardo Forbes, but it also shows you how much these teams like it to keep it close. 3 of the last 4 games for Florida have been within 1 goal, and the other one was within 2. These teams are no stranger to keeping things tight.
Quick restart for Florida, not allowed though by the referee. They're not looking for that quick restart. They had Mauricio Salvas all the way down on the left-hand side, but referees saying, calm it down, Florida. We're tied at 1 with 9:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Silver Knights getting on the board first due to Darren Toby's goal. And then Florida on the board for Mauricio Salas. But Syracuse has the ball in midfield. The Tavernese is looking long for Patrick Thompson, trying to beat Teixeira for speed. Thompson with the low shot, but it's easily saved by Sliwa. Now Sliwa looking long, trying to find Diegans. It's headed in the air by Vitale, and Schindler able to control it. Bordeaux now, after a pass from Coughlin. Back to Schindler. Good pressure from Dieguez to make Schindler uncomfortable, but he gets the ball away. And now here's Liam Callahan. Callahan back to Bordeaux. Now Ben Raymond on the near boards. Nate Bordeaux.
Don't be surprised to see a lot more action today from Bordeaux, especially with Forbes out of the lineup.
There's the action, and it's just over the bar. Follow up on your point there, Mason. Nate Bordeaux is the highest scoring midfielder on Syracuse without the presence of Conrado Forbes, so his presence is needed. However, here's a chance here for Anthony Rico. Shot! Great save, Coughlin.
I tell you, those fantastic saves by Coughlin are just becoming normal up here in Syracuse.
And now look at all the space that Nate Bordeaux has on the left side, hand side, but Rico, good job to close him down. Schempler there also to provide some support. And Bordeaux's shot is blocked there by Rico. Great sequence there from Anthony Rico, but now Bo Yalovac has a ton of space. However, he'll pass the ball back as Syracuse gets a line change. Callahan now. Over to Jake Schindler. And now Slavisa. He's got Patrick Thompson behind him. Goes back to Jake Schindler in the middle of the park. Back over to the Bosnian. Now looking long for Patrick Thompson, who has some space there on the right-hand side. Battling there with Pereiras, and the shot from Thompson looked like it was blocked there from Pereiras. Still Thompson. And now Ty Hall able to intercept the ball. But Domenico Vitale right there. Now Patrick Thompson has some space. Looking for Tavernisi. That's an easy goal for Joey Tavernisi. Great awareness there from Patrick Thompson to pick out Joey Tavernisi. And now Joey Tavernisi has his 18th goal of the season.
I can't even be surprised. He's Syracuse's leading points getter and leading goal getter. Who else is going to punch it in besides him to put the Knights up back on top?
Clay Roberts wants timeouts for the Florida Tropics. We'll return here with 7:44 left to go in the first period, as Joey Tavernisi has put the Syracuse Silver Knights up 2-1. Welcome back to the On-Center War Memorial Arena here in Syracuse, New York. It's actually warmer than I would expect for this time here in Syracuse. And Syracuse right now has a fire start to this game. Goals from Darren Toby and Joey Tavernisi have given the Silver Knights a 2-1 lead over the Florida Tropics here early in the first quarter.
Well, I'm not complaining about the weather, and I'm certainly not complaining about the score as Syracuse takes the lead with that goal back then from Joey Tavernisi.
Florida wants to put in some pressure as Freddie Muyen plays target man in the corner. However, his pass goes to Ben Raymond's feet. Raymond being pressured there by Maicon Franca gets the ball back to Andrew Coughlin. And Coughlin was looking for Darren Toby. However, Toby not able to get the ball at his feet, and now it's towards Lucas Montelares. Montelares looking for Mujen. Lucas Teixeira now. Over to Salas. We know what his left foot can do. Back over to Orico. Guillerme looking for a run down the right-hand side. However, Orico will just pass it back to Teixeira. Now they go off the boards to Muyen on the right-hand side. Again, Muyen tries to go off the boards, but Orico too late to get into the center of the box. Coughlin easily scrambles to pick it up.
Once again, another questionable possession there from Florida. Not really able to start a lot of things up today on offense.
Really has been Syracuse. It seems like they're putting on good offensive pressure with their possessions as Andrew Coughlin holds the ball down the right-hand side, waiting for players. He's looking off the boards for Joey Tavernisi. Guillerme pushes him towards the ground, and a foul is called. Could have gone either way with that call, honestly, but looks like Tavernisi gets the benefit of the doubt there from Guillerme's push. And now Jake Schindler stands over the ball. He's got Slavisa Ubiparapovic and Patrick Thompson to his right. To the far side is Domenico Vitale and Joey Tavernisi. Off the boards, looking for Thompson, and it's over the bar. Nice play, just Thompson couldn't get the shot on target.
It's a good idea, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't go, it's understandable.
Patrick Thompson still looking for his third goal of the season. He's got 2 goals and assists to his name, playing in his 12th game for the Silver Knights. Sliwa pushing upfield, looking for Dieguez. Dieguez 2 goals in the last game that the Tropics played against the Heat last night. Marco Rodriguez over to Arico. Now Guillerme. Back over to Victor Pereira, who just came on. Nice ball there. Pereira's shot looked like it was blocked. And Syracuse looks to regain possession. Jake Schindler first to the ball, beating Rafael Schempler there. Over a bad pass from Schindler. Pereira's, blocked by Dieguez, but Dieguez able to put it in anyway. Good pressure there from Florida to force Schindler to make a bad pass. And Dieguez able to finally put the ball home, and this game is equalized once again at 2.
Still good effort, though, on Schindler's part to try and get back and recover on that, but they ended up scoring, and it's all tied up once again here at the On-Center War Memorial.
So now the game's tied at 2 between Syracuse and the Florida Tropics. 5:41 left to go in this first quarter as Ricardo Dieguez able to pick up his 18th goal of the season, I should say. So correction on the leading goal scorer. It's Dieguez for the Tropics, who leads right now with 18.
Another side note on Dieguez's part, he is 4th in the MASL for game-winning goals this season. Once again, both teams no stranger to keeping things close.
Syracuse with a -1 goal differential on the season. Florida with an even 0, so, they keep their games close just based on that goal differential. Not blowing teams out by any portion. Bo Yelovok has some space down the left-hand boards. Ball bounced up a little too high for him, though, and Slila wants to start a break here. Coutinho has a ton of space. Ubi Parapovic able to come across from midfield and stop him. Callahan pushes Coutinho to the ground, and Ben Raymond tries to flick it on to Slavisa. And Syracuse now trying to clear the ball better than they did last time. Kaufman will pass back to Schindler. No one around Schindler this time.
Very contrasting forms of offense that we've seen today. Syracuse seems to keep the tempo nice and slow, while Florida seems to push it like we just saw there with Coutinho.
Coughlin comes way out of his net to play as another body in the midfield. Now Darren Toby down the left-hand side. Finds Joey Tavernisi, who's being pressured on those near boards. Back over to Slavisa. Syracuse slowing it down, just wants to keep possession. And now Tavernisi off the boards. Patrick Thompson! Ball still loose. It's right off the boards, but it finds the feet of the Bosnian, Slavisa. Another excellent chance there for Patrick Thompson. Nate Bordeaux now comes on for Slavisa. Here's Tavernisi, guarded there by Montelares. That should be a fun matchup to watch the entire game. Tavernisi versus Montelares, or for that matter, whoever Montelares has to face off against the Syracuse forwards.
Oh, absolutely. Both two very exciting players in the MASL. Definitely want to keep an eye on those two.
There's Ben Raymond down the right-hand side. Now Yelovok, try to go off the boards to himself. Ben Raymond, look for a post. Liam Callahan, it's in! Give Liam Callahan his 3rd goal of the season. The first-year player out of Syracuse University puts Syracuse up 3-2.
And he's a proud former Orangeman, rocking the big 4-4 on the back of his jersey. Good to see him put Syracuse back on top.
Callahan was picked in the 2nd round of the 2017 MLS draft, by the Colorado Rapids. Has found his way back here to Syracuse, and his 3rd goal of the season puts Syracuse up in this game. 3-2 over the Florida Tropics. Florida almost had a great chance off the restart there with Schlempler in the middle of the field. Now Pereiras. Parapovic able to Wrestle the ball away from Dieguez. Now Bojelovac has a ton of space down the left-hand side. Can Guilherme get to it first? No, it is Jelovac. Look for Parapovic in the middle of the park there, but his pass was deflected, I should say.
Just a few seconds earlier, he would have had Slav right there.
Syracuse now slowing it down. Talked to Ryan Hall multiple times about him wanting to see good team defense and have his team keep possession of the ball. Apart from those 2 goals, very good job of that so far, although not good team possession there, as Slavisa tried to rip run from across the offensive white line with a shot of his famous left foot.
Not shocking to see Slavisa try and pull off something like that.
Well, we know how dangerous Slavisa is with his left foot. We have 2 great left-footed players here in this game with Slavisa and with Mauricio Salas. Both of them can shoot rockets with their left foot.
Oh, absolute screamers.
Syracuse, no danger to absolute screamers of goals. I mean, this is where Canardo forwards would come in handy. Remember in the last game that Syracuse played here at home against Baltimore, he had an absolute screamer during a power play that got past William Van Zella. And Slavisa Parapovic, we know how potent his left foot is from free kicks. Slila looking long, but it finds the feet of Jake Schindler. And now Callahan, the goal scorer, back onto the field. He looks past to Schindler. Tried to find Ben Raymond there, but Ty Hall first there. And same with Mike Franca. And Franca's going to be called for a foul onto Callahan. Schindler now with the ball. The Rochester name, the big, bulky Rochester defenseman. It's always fun to see Jake Schindler on the field, especially just compared to how bulky he is to the rest of some of these players. Jake Schindler standing at that very, very intimidating 5'11", 205 pounds.
That is a brick wall of a man right there.
A graduate of Robert Wesleyan University. Also, Michael Cunningham graduated from Robert Wesleyan in Rochester. Those 2 men from Rochester on this Syracuse team. Nate Bordeaux now has it. Bordeaux, the former Boston College Eagle and the former Rutgers Scarlet Knight, I should say, not the Rutgers Silver Knight. Approaching 1 minute left to go into this quarter. Syracuse does have a 3-2 lead thanks to goals from Darren Toby, Joey Tavernisi, and Liam Callahan. The Florida Tropics goals coming from Mauricio Salas and Ricardo Dieguez. Who else would you expect from Florida to score for them? Darren Toby, now with under 50 seconds to go. Patrick Thompson, over to Parapovic. Nice pressure there coming from Orica. Slavisa has his left foot free. Patrick Thompson's first touch fails him there, though, as Montalaro is able to intercept the ball. Now Tropics have 35 seconds to do something, but Tavernisi able to intercept the ball, using some nice footwork there to get down the left-hand side. However, the Tropics able to get the ball out as Mike Franca hits the referee with that. Might have helped Syracuse with Patrick Thompson, but no, Tropics able to regain possession. They have 20 seconds left to do something. However, Vittorio Petrera able to intercept the ball there. Tavernisi tripped up over there. Could have been a potential blue card. Nothing there from the official. Instead, it will be a free kick as Tavernisi goes to the ground. An excellent chance for Syracuse to get on the board one more time with 15.1 seconds left.
Well, just like you saw over there, Tavernisi was just running through people. Not a player afraid ever to get a little bit of gritty. Tough as nails.
Savisa's left foot. Look for that far post to get it past Sliwa. Might even look for Tavernisi on that far post also, but not able to get it there. So under 14 seconds left for Florida to do something, but Sliwa's distribution finds Jake Schindler. And Syracuse still has 7 seconds. Slavisa tried to find Joey Tavernisi, and Schindler tries to head it on to Slavisa. 2 seconds left. Tavernisi, can he get a shot off? Yeah, he can, but it's an easy save for Peter Sliwa, and a quarter, I should say, will end 3-2 in favor of the Syracuse Silver Knights. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll come back with the Syracuse Silver Knights starting the second quarter, up 3-2. Syracuse and Florida about to get underway for quarter two as Syracuse has a quick 3-2 lead. Christian Guzman here on the call alongside Mason Hordisky. Mason, it's been an impressive quarter for Syracuse through one 15-minute quarter of play.
Pulling out all the stops on offense and playing very solid defense. Not much more you can ask for, especially even though they're missing their star in Canardo Forbes.
And the loss of Canardo Forbes does certainly hurt this Syracuse team, but it looks like they've rebounded strong without his contributions here as Bo Yalvak awaits the referee's signal to get us started here in this second quarter between Syracuse and Florida. We thank all of you watching on MASL TV. You are watching the Syracuse Silver Knights on MASL TV. You can catch every MASL game right here on YouTube on MASL.TV. Second half gets underway as Syracuse will get us started. Patrick Thompson. There's Jake Schindler now. Back over to Coughlin. Andrew Coughlin's been pressured a little bit so far, but only his service required to make really one key save against Mauricio Sawas back in the first quarter.
Yeah, once again, fantastic saves are almost just go hand in hand now with what we've seen from Coughlin all season this year. He is on absolute fire. Despite 2 goals today, he still looks calm, cool, and collected out there.
Definitely seeing maturity growing in Andrew Coughlin as he continues his 3rd season in the MASL. Looking down the right-hand side for Bo Yalvak, being guarded there tightly by Guilherme dos Santos. Guilherme tried to put a foot in, but Yalvak, nice job to hold him off. Hey, Bordeaux waiting for that ball. Now goes onto his left foot, but says uses his right to pass to Darren Toby. Domenico Fatawe now on. Now the ball at the boards. Nothing home though. Now Darren Toby. Toby, one of the goal scorers in this game so far for Syracuse. Back to Bo Yalvak. Yalvak's transitioned nicely into that hold-up target man role after being a defender for most of his time here in the MASL. Back to his more natural forward position. Has done well at holding up the ball and making sure Syracuse gets forward on attack this entire season.
Well, when you got a guy that big, too, going back to his old position, he's going to transition him smoothly. And it looks like he's taken some of those defensive tactics along with him this season.
Yalvak stands at that imposing 6'3", 195 pounds. As Syracuse gets the ball as it bounces into the Florida bench. It's a very good job from Syracuse, though, to do what Ryan Hall says he wants them to do. Hold possession, don't waste a shot. Patrick Thompson shot blocked there by Freddie Muyen. And the ball goes back to Ben Raymond. Slavisa. Back over to Ben Raymond, and again, this is what Ryan Hall wants them to do. Hold possession, even though right there from the bench he just said speed it up just a little bit. Possession's good though, but the offensive chances need to come soon for Syracuse, as told by Hall. He's giving some instructions to Ben Raymond. Off the boards, Tavernisi to find Thompson, but
Thompson just one step behind right there.
Now Florida finding the ball here. Ricardo Dieguez sprinting off the bench. Foul called. As a whistle was blown. Sounded like a whistle on the far side. This might be too many men on the field.
Looked like both benches were yelling at the ref right there. But it looks like Florida is definitely not happy about it.
It is a blue card though, and by the looks of how people are reacting, I think it's a blue card on to Florida. No, is it Joey Tavernisi going to the box? No, he's just looking in there. No, so it is Syracuse on the power play. They need someone to go into the penalty box for Florida. So that does signal too many men on the field for me. And that means Syracuse now on an excellent chance to go on the power play.
I'm just trying to figure out who would be sitting in.
Well, you can choose who wants to go into the box, but it looks like because Dieguez was the one who stepped onto the field while there were too many men on the field, he'll be the one who has to go inside to sit.
That is unfortunate for Florida, considering his offensive prowess with their team.
Syracuse goes on the power play. They are 8 for 23 on power play opportunities this year. That's at a low 35%. Ironically, both Florida and Syracuse have the exact same amount of penalty kills and the same amount of shorthanded opportunities. They're both 14 for 23 on penalty kills. That's at 61%. So Syracuse looking for a power play goal. Jake Schindler off the hands of Sliwa, though, nicely saved by the Polish keeper. Toby, back over to Schindler. Jake Schindler, Darren Toby, Nate Bordeaux, Joey Tavernisi, and Slavisa Ubi Parapovic. Bordeaux looking for Schindler now.
Sliwa's been looking good in the goal so far, too. It looks like he's gotten over that struggle of the game on January 12th.
Schindler instead finds Slavisa. You know what he can do with his left foot. So he'll try and find Toby in the middle of the park, but no. Instead goes to Jake Schindler. Kind of surprised to see no Bo Yelovak on his power play unit. Syracuse instead going for two defenders on his power play unit in Toby and Schindler.
You'd think you could just use the sheer size of Bo Yelovak in this type of situation.
Definitely, it could be very useful in the middle of that arc there. But instead, maybe Jake Schindler's powerful right-footed shot could come through. Darren Toby. There's Schindler's right-footed shot, I should say. And it's nicely blocked there by Lucas Montelares. You see how much that fired him up there.
I thought you were going to be a fortune teller for a second right there, Christian.
I thought I was too. Geez, I wish I could use that more often, but Slavisa will take the corner kick. Joey Tavernisi got a nice block there from Florida. They have 33 seconds left on this power play. Slavisa. Oh, Teixeira's head almost deflected that ball into the goal, but Sliwa able to get it far away. Anthony Orico pressuring Jake Schindler. Syracuse only has 17 seconds left to go on this power play. Here comes Liam Callahan off for the power play. The Bosnian Slavisa Ubi Parapovic goes to the ground. No call calls the referee. 8 seconds left on the power play.
That's a surprising no call, to say the least, right there. It looked like there was definitely some contact.
Now Jake Schindler falls to the ground. Penalty is now over as Ricardo Dieguez comes out of the penalty box. Immediately tries to apply some pressure. And Liam Callahan passes it back to Nate Bordeaux. So that's another successful penalty kill for Florida. The 24th shorthanded appearance of the season. And their 15th successful power play kill.
And it looks like Syracuse is settling back into that slow tempo offense that we saw in the first quarter.
There's Bo Yelovak finally back onto the field. He'll pass back to Domenico Vitale. Now Ben Raymond. 9:30 left to go into this quarter. Syracuse up. Yelovak. Nate Bordeaux. Back over to Yelovak. Vitale. Bordeaux. Back over to Ben Raymond. And here's Patrick Thompson. Thompson trying to find Yelovak, instead it finds the feet of Dieguez.
Thompson's been all over the place today, getting it in almost every single play that I've seen so far.
We're seeing a more lively Patrick Thompson, definitely. You're seeing his involvement increasing. We should note the score is 3-2. Looks like there's a small glitch on the scoreboard. It is not 4-2 Silver Knights, it is 3-2 Silver Knights with 8:41 left to go into the quarter. All the goals have come in the first quarter. No goals coming in this second quarter yet. And Patrick Thompson runs down the left-hand side. Guilherme slid too early. Bo Yelovak not able to shoot. And Domenico Vitale shot nicely saved by Sliwa. You got to think Bo Yelovak, there's got to be a little bit more attentive there and try and shoot as the whistle is blown.
Yeah, it looked like Vitale had a little bit of a hesitation there, right, as well.
We'll take a quick officials timeout as we step aside really quickly here to score 3-2 Silver Knights. Welcome back to MASL TV. Once again, you're watching the Syracuse Silver Knights on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. Quickly, the Syracuse Silver Knights would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and the MASL2. Peter Sliwa will get things restarted here with the Silver Knights up 3-2 over the Florida Tropics in a game that has really shown the offensive capabilities of Syracuse, although a foul called here on Liam Callahan, one of the goal scorers for Syracuse. Really just took a quick look at the stats here. Myself, Christian Guzman, and Mason Horodisky joining me took a look, and the shots are really in Syracuse's favor, 13-4, including a 5-0 shot advantage for Syracuse in just this quarter alone.
Well, with Sliwa, who had a bad game in his last start, you're going to want to put as many shots as you possibly can up on him, maybe rattle his confidence a little bit. But he already has 5 saves in this game. It seems like he's way over that game. Yeah,
Coughlin already not having to make as many saves as he needed to. Tavernisi's taken to the ground. A foul is called. Coughlin only has had to make 1 save.
What a phenomenal save it was.
Yeah, it was a very good save against Mauricio Salas. But sometimes it's also good when a goalie doesn't have to make too many saves. It shows that your offense is good in keeping possession, making sure that the opposing defenses aren't getting too many opportunities against you. And that's what exactly Syracuse is showing. They've kept the ball out of their defensive end, and they've allowed Andrew Coughlin really to just take a breather and watch Syracuse go to work here on the offensive end. As Joey Tavernisi and Guillermo Dos Santos has a wrestling match in that quarter there. It's not quite the Royal Rumble yet in the Wells Fargo Center later today, but instead it's Jake Schindler who will stand over the ball to restart things. So we see Barakovic on his left foot, and it's blocked there. In fact, Pereira's on the block, I should say. Jake Schindler looking for Joey Tavernisi, and that shot is just wide. What an excellent ball from Jake Schindler. And now Patrick Thompson scuffs the left foot, but the ball finds Slavisa. Excellent opportunity there for Schindler to Tavernisi. Tavernisi
Trav really wanted that one.
Tavernisi in the corner loses the ball though, and here's Pereiras. Tried to find Raphael Schempler there, but his pass was too far. Now Andrew Coughlin collects the ball in the corner. Here's Ben Raymond. Under 7 minutes now left to go in this second quarter. Silver Knights with a 3-2 lead. No goals scored in this quarter. Silver Knights getting their goals in the first quarter from Darren Toby, Joey Tavernisi, and Liam Callahan. The Tropics getting their goals in the first quarter from Mauricio Salas and Ricardo Dieguez. Bo Yelovak now in the left corner. And that is a blue card on Yelovak, as maybe his elbow too far up into the head of Anthony Orico. And now Syracuse has to go on a penalty kill.
Yelovak trying to talk to the referee there, but he doesn't want to hear anything of it.
So Syracuse now goes on to the penalty kill again. They are 14 of 23 on penalty kills. Florida coming into this game 7 of 16 in the terms of their power plays.
Both solid teams when the tough gets going.
So that's Yelovak, who still trying to plead his case, but unfortunately will have to go into the box to serve for 2 minutes. And I think Yelovak's got to be lucky, I think, that not to get away with just a blue card. That definitely could have been a yellow card offense there with that elbow coming up high.
Oh, absolutely, and especially if it's only 2 minutes, too. Syracuse got away with that one.
Definitely got away with that one there, as Yelovak only goes to the box for 2 minutes instead of the 5 minutes minimum needed for a yellow card offense. But the power play unit now on for the Tropics, as Lucas Coutinho, Victor Pereiras, Mauricio Salas, Ricardo Dieguez, and Freddie Muyen are on the field for the Tropics. On the field for the Silver Knights on their penalty kill, it's Nate Bordeaux, Jake Schindler, Darren Toby, Domenico Fatale. Dieguez shot off the near post, and Darren Toby just able to slightly get away. Salas, and that's over the bar. And Syracuse will be granted a restart as Salas. No, it's saying that Coughlin got a hand on that as it went over the bar, so it will be a corner kick. Boy, when Salas gets free on that left foot, it is a scary thing to behold. 1:20 left to go in the power play. Off the boards, looking for Dieguez in the middle of the box. Instead, it finds the feet of Lucas Coutinho.
Going back to Salas, we already saw the goal at the beginning of the game from him. That was no different in form, just by how fast it was coming into the goal.
Shows how much of a key factor Salas was on last year's Sonora finalist team, I should say, in the MASL. Probably one of the key members in the Sonora team that just lost to Baltimore in last year's MASL championship. Salas collects it after Toby blocks it all the way out. 45 seconds now left in the penalty to Yellowbach. 5:18 left to go in the quarter.
And Darren Toby, 4th in the MASL for block shots this year. That is his bread and butter.
Toby had 22 blocks coming into this game. Barreras now. Liam Callahan now also, instead of Bordeaux, as the defender in the penalty kill for Syracuse, as Domenico Vitale blocks the ball into the crowd.
Salas still looking aggressive, trying to get the shot up there.
Lucas Coutinho has a ton of space, though, and a block from Darren Toby. The 35-year-old has done well to block, as Syracuse needs a quick line change. Nate Bordeaux still trying to get on the field. Finally gets there as Liam Callahan had to rush back to the bench. 10 seconds left in this power play. Salas now. Guarded there by Toby. Vitale guarding Pereira. And the shot from Salas just misses the corner. And Muyen's shot is called up by Coughlin. Yellowbach out of the penalty box. And now Coughlin looks for Yellowbach, who's all alone. Nate Bordeaux takes it around Sliwa. The shot! And it's blocked there by Pereira. Excellent opportunity for Syracuse, snuffed out by the Tropics, who are able to just scramble back on defense, and now the Tropics want to counter. Here's Salas. Yellowbach trying to pressure against him. Salas pushed against the boards.
What a fantastic defensive stance.
Teixeira.
Almost capped off with the goal.
Ubi Parapovic tripped up by Montelares. Blue card. And that is big for Florida on the penalty kill. Lucas Montelares, one of Florida's best defenders alongside Lucas Teixeira, now has to go into the penalty box for 2 minutes. Third blue card in this game shown as Slavisa Ubi Parapovic is taken down, and now Syracuse has another 2 minutes with a man up.
Seen a lot more scrappy play this quarter. When it's a tight game, anything can happen.
Anything indeed can happen here in this game. They're still looking for a goal also in this quarter. With 4:02 left, another great opportunity for Syracuse to get on the board with this power play. Their power play unit, we now see Bo Yellowbach on the power play unit along with Joey Tavernisi, Slavisa Ubi Parapovic, Nate Bordeaux, and Jake Schindler. Tavernisi's all alone. Finds Slavisa with left foot, and it's just over the bar. Anthony Urico, Ty Hall, Guilherme Dos Santos, and looks like Lucas Teixeira are the Tropics members on the field for the penalty kill. Slavisa looking for Bordeaux on the near boards. Back over to Schindler. Over to Ubi Parapovic. Schindler with the powerful right-footed shot. Able to just place it nicely into the corner. Sliwa can't do anything about it. And now it's 4-2 Silver Knights. Jake Schindler's 4th goal as a defender, his 10th point of the season, and now Syracuse has a 2-goal advantage over Florida with a power play goal from Jake Schindler.
Tough-nosed defense all day from Schindler, but now it's good to see him get it in the goal. Love to see the big man put it in to extend that lead for Cuse.
Rochester native picking up his 4th goal of the season. Now Florida has to restart things here, down 4-2. Gaddis races the penalty onto Montelares, as Florida now needs to restart here. Thompson able to deflect Schlempler's pass. Back over to Sliwa. Freddie Muyen versus Darren Toby as the ball goes into the corner. Muyen falling to the ground. Back over to Marco Rodriguez. Nate Bordeaux gets a foot in there, but Rodriguez able to pick up the ball again. And the shot from Rodriguez is blocked there from Bordeaux, and Coughlin will back up to settle things down. 2:53 left in the quarter. Syracuse with the 4-2 lead, thanks to Jake Schindler's power play goal.
Now with a 2-goal lead, Syracuse can take their sweet time on offense if they want to.
Patrick Thompson seems like he's content with that sweet time. And Marco Rodriguez got to be careful there. Definitely looked like he tripped up Patrick Thompson. Could have been a blue card if the referee thought otherwise, but instead, luckily, we'll get away with just a foul. Syracuse restarts here with 2:33 left.
Starting to see a little bit of frustration from the Florida Tropics right now.
Maybe fatigue starting to set in a little bit. I remember Florida played last night against Harrisburg at the PA Farm Show Arena.
In another close game, only 5-4, they pulled it off.
Able to get the win, but Florida now, both teams want to win here as Joey Tavernisi escapes the corner. Try to go off the boards for Ben Raymond. And Liam Callahan has his second goal of the game. It's got to feel good for Liam Callahan. If I check my records correctly, I don't think he ever had a brace in his Syracuse University career, but he's got a brace here for the Syracuse Silver Knights, and the Silver Knights have a 3-goal lead over the Tropics.
The Rook with 2 on the day. I love it.
Give Callahan his 4th goal on the season. 5-2 Silver Knights lead over the Tropics. Now Darren Toby able to get a ball away from Ricardo Dieguez. Now Boyalva getting his shirt pulled as all day by Maicon Franca. Able to use his strength to get away there. Both of them fighting for the ball.
You're not going to win a shoving match with Boyalva.
That is such a funny match to watch. Maicon Franca versus Boyalva. There's a full foot in height difference between Maicon Franca and Boyalva. Franca only stands at 5'3", Yellow-Vock at 6'3".
Both grabbing at each other's shirts. You got to appreciate the effort from Maicon there.
Yeah. Especially against someone who really, really is over you in the vertical part of the body. I don't know where I was going with that, but let's get back to soccer here. 1:13 left to go in this half. Syracuse has a 5-2 lead, 2 goals in this quarter alone from Jake Schindler and Liam Callahan. Callahan getting his 2nd goal of the game. He had only 2 goals coming into this game alone. And now with under a minute left to go in the period, Syracuse looking to hold on to a 3-goal advantage over the Tropics. Darren Toby passes back to Andrew Coughlin, who clears the ball away. It looks like Syracuse is content to just play defense and hold on for the half, but Patrick Thompson able to win the ball back. Look for Nate Bordeaux, and Bordeaux eventually find it on the right-hand boards.
And going back to the emergence of Callahan today, it's not surprising at all, especially when you don't have the offense worked around Canardo Forbes per usual. You're going to have to see other guys that usually aren't getting those opportunities fill that spot, and that's exactly what Callahan has done today.
Coach Ryan Hall has told me that Liam Callahan is picking up the indoor game fast. There's a lot of differences between indoor soccer and outdoor soccer. There he is again as he passes the ball back to Obi Parapovic.
Oh, that's an understatement. This is essentially soccer with all the rules of hockey here in MASL.
Under 12 seconds now. Andrew Coughlin looking for Joey Tavernisi. Can the Silver Knights get another goal before the halftime horn sounds? Tavernisi. 4 seconds. Sliwa to his left saves it and hold on to the ball for the final action of the half. 5-2 Silver Knights lead at half. In a game that has seen Syracuse put on the offensive pressure and do it well.
Absolutely. I mean, Florida looked frustrated at the end of that last quarter. There was a lot of blue cards to begin with. The fatigue, like you said, could be settling in from last night's game. Syracuse seems to be pulling away with it right now.
Well, Syracuse leads 5-2 at the halftime break. We'll be right back here at the Onset of Memorial Arena with Syracuse with a 3-goal advantage over the Florida Tropics. Welcome back inside the On-Center War Memorial Arena for the Syracuse Silver Knights taking on the Florida Tropics. Christian Guzman with you here on the second half call, where I'm joined now in the second half by Justin Pora. Justin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing just swell, Christian. Very exciting game so far. How are you doing today?
It is a very exciting game, and I am enjoying myself watching this game. Kind of want to enjoy also the weather outside, especially since it's been a quite warm day by Syracuse standards, I would say.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I mean, the Tropics are in town. They're getting something that's more used to their traditional weather that they're used to, but not really the traditional play that they're used to since that we've seen in this first half.
No, not indeed from this Florida Tropics team. They're down 5-2. Even though it is 41 degrees outside, that might seem cold to some people, but for right now here in Syracuse, that is perfect temperature for people.
I haven't experienced 41 degrees in what seems like ages. I wore a t-shirt today. I felt good about myself.
I think you can feel good about yourselves when the temperatures are usually hovering in the teens here around Syracuse. But we've got things started going here in the third quarter as the Florida Tropics are trying to battle down from a 3-goal deficit here against the Syracuse Silver Knights. Freddie Mujan battering Darren Toby down there on the left-hand boards. Domenico Vitale coming to help, but Salas able to get there, and now Lucas Montelares settles things down. Lucas Teixeira. Now looking long for Mujan yet again. Pereira. Over to Teixeira. Florida trying to settle things down and do what Syracuse did to them. Just keep a ton of possession. You saw that Syracuse just held the ball for a large majority of that second quarter and able to really not give Florida many chances except that one power play opportunity they had.
And Christian, it's been seeming like this whole game, they just really try to get the ball down to Freddie Mujan in the Syracuse territory. It doesn't seem like they've had a set offense all game.
Good interception from Jake Schindler. He's all alone one-on-one. Takes it around Sliwa, loses the ball though, and will take it around back and settle things for Nate Bordeaux. Jake Schindler had an excellent opportunity for his second goal of the day.
He had a great hesitation move. He caused Sliwa to fall down, but just couldn't convert. He waited way too long, just tripped up on the ball.
Yeah, he saw the ball kind of got away from him. He started rolling towards the boards, but still Syracuse now trying to keep possession. Here's Ben Raymond who takes it to the left-hand side. Back over to Schindler. Schindler, one of the goal scorers today, back in the second quarter. Liam Callahan has 2 goals for the Silver Knights. Darren Toby and Joey Tavernese, the other goal scorers today for Syracuse. For Florida, it's been Mauricio Salas and Ricardo Dieguez, the lone scorers for the Tropics. Both of those goals coming in the first quarter. Second quarter was really all Syracuse and allowed them to get 2 more goals to bring the score up to 5-2, which is where we stand right now. Man on the ball, Andrew Coughlin, hasn't had that big of a day just because he doesn't need to do anything. The ball hasn't been in the Syracuse half for most of this entire day as Joey Tavernese controls things on the left-hand side. Nice pressure there from Anthony Orico. Ball rattles around the boards to Sliwa, and Florida regains possession.
Syracuse has had a lot of good offensive possessions in this game. They put a lot of pressure into those left and right corners in Tropic territory, and that allows everyone from the backside to come up, and they get really, really good looks. Florida just looks disoriented on both sides of the ball, and Syracuse has just been taking advantage with really good ball movement and shot taking. Yeah, and that's where you're seeing really the play of Joey Tavernese and Bo Yelovog really helping Syracuse. Both of them are excellent at getting the ball out of the corner. We saw that one front from Joey Tavernese in the second quarter, where he was trapped by 2 Florida defenders in that left-hand corner and able to wrestle himself out of there. 11:42 left to go in this third quarter, 5-2. Silver Knights lead over the Tropics as Lucas Montelares has it, looking for Freddie Mujan. Schindler almost backheeled it into his own goal, but Coughlin able to gobble it up. Some of the most action Andrew Coughlin's had all day, having to dive
exactly,
for that
yeah.
ball.
Schindler's got to be careful, though. If you recall back to the second game of this season for Syracuse, Schindler actually scored an own goal while he tried to pass the ball back to Andrew Coughlin against the Sockers, and that allowed the Sockers to score their 5th goal of the game. And San Diego only won that game by 1 goal, so it proved to be big.
Absolute difference maker, and It seems like he hasn't really learned to be more careful with it with that pass right there.
Great ball for Patrick Thompson, but his first touch fails him. And Sliwa with a nice fist out to get the ball to Victor Pereira. Now he's running against Ben Raymond. However, he'll settle things down and pass it back to Montelares.
Patrick Thompson is someone who's been getting a lot of opportunities down near the net for Syracuse, but he doesn't really have that finesse to convert on these goals. I think, honestly, watching all the games this year, he'd have a lot more goals if he just had a little bit more control.
Yeah, his first touch seems to have failed him a bit more, but he's one of those beneficiaries. Oh, that shot just off the post there from Orico. Florida still trying to put the pressure on, and that shot again to the left of the goal. Back to Patrick Thompson. He's one of those members of the Syracuse team that has been benefiting from the absence of Bernardo Forbes, getting more opportunities today. Him and Liam Callahan seem to be the men who are getting the opportunities in the absence of Forbes.
And the difference in this one is that Liam Callahan is just taking advantage of that opportunity. Last year's team MVP's out. He's being asked to step up, play big minutes. He already has doubled his score total for the entire season so far in this one. He's been looking really, really sharp. He's ready for this opportunity, and the rookie just doing great things for the Silver Knights early in this one.
9:39 left to go in this third quarter. 5-2 as the Silver Knight leads over the Tropics, as Rector Perez has a ton of room down the right-hand side, but Yelovak able to cover there. So the ball goes back to Marco Rodriguez. Back over to Pereira. Florida content to just settle things down here. Mugen. Vitale able to get the ball away from him, though. Liam Callahan with a full head of steam towards the ball there. And instead, Lucas Montelares gets it after Lucas Coutinho poked it away from Callahan. We're seeing a really lively Liam Callahan today. Seems to really taking advantage of that opportunity that's being provided to him with the loss of Bernardo Forbes for this game.
And he's someone, this is his first season with the team. He's tried hard every single game, and that's pretty obvious, but definitely a little extra motivation in this one. He's looking way more aggressive shooting, and right there, that's just a bad pass. He takes the blame for it. But he's been really, really passionate about this team all season long. He just hasn't really had the numbers to back it up, but now without Bernardo Forbes, a lot more is being asked of him. He's certainly taking advantage. 2 quick goals in the first half, and he's doing everything for Coach Ryan Hall, and he definitely appreciates that.
Callahan, the lone multi-goal scorer for either team in this game. Last game for the Tropics was Ricardo Dieguez against Harrisburg last night, who had 2 goals in the 5-4 win for the Tropics. Nice job there from Patrick Thompson to almost force Sliwa into a bad pass. Eventually, Darren Toby gets it. A little more back and forth action here. Florida did have good possession, but now here's Joey Tavernisi. Has some numbers, looking for Patrick Thompson. The header is just over the bar. And Patrick Thompson still looking for that goal, but he definitely deserves it considering his play today. That's an excellent pass from Joey Tavernisi and almost found ahead the Norfolk, Virginia native.
A brilliant pass by Joey Tavernisi. That was set up perfectly for him. He's the Syracuse Silver Knights leading assister with 16 this year. He definitely should have had 17 after that one. Just a bit of a rough touch from Thompson off the head, but wow, what a feed. What an opportunity.
Actually, make that 18, could have been 18 for Tavernisi. He was credited with the assist on Liam Callahan's second goal today. And Yelovak now has some opportunities down the right-hand side. Ben Raymond back to Yelovak now. And Yelovak with a great goal! Cast your mind back to December 15th against Harrisburg, where Bo Yelovak scored from the left-hand side on a very tight angle, and Yelovak does the same here to Peter Sliwa. His first goal today give Bo Yelovak his 6th goal of the season, and now it's a 6-2 lead for Syracuse.
An absolute screamer from the captain of the Silver Knights. He has been so hot as of late. 8 points in the last 5 before this one, and that one, wow, the on-center is alive from that. That was just an incredible shot. Sliwa couldn't do anything about it, just flew right past him. Wow, what a goal from the captain from Serbia.
Clay Roberts needs a timeout. We'll step aside momentarily with the Silver Knights up 4 over the Tropics. Hey, MASL TV fans, get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. If you're just joining us, Bo Yelovak just scored from a very tight angle on the right-hand side to give Syracuse a 6-2 advantage over the Florida Tropics, as the ball will go out for a Florida corner with 6:49 left to go in this third period. Yelovak has just really become a master of that in his Syracuse career, scoring from just that incredibly tight angle. And goalkeepers probably just don't think he'll be able to score from there, but Yelovak has been doing that his entire Silver Knight career.
That's not a shot many people can make, Christian. That's what he provides for this team.
And a nice block there, looked like from Jake Schindler on the shot from Marco Rodriguez. But going back to your point, Justin, that's not a shot many people think to even shoot themselves, let alone score. But Bo Yelovak, who's been in this league for 6 years now, the Belgrade Serbian native and the former Albany Great Dane. Nice leave on for Liam Callahan, who's on a hat trick, but a good save from Sliwa. It seems the trip back home is really benefiting Syracuse, as a foul was called on Yelovak. Florida gets the restart.
Yeah, last weekend was tough. They played 3 games in consecutive days, all very far away from home in both St. Louis and Milwaukee. The Syracuse, a team that hasn't picked up more than one home win this entire season, definitely feeding into the on-center crowd here today, looking to get their second win at Dave & Buster's Arena.
Syracuse 1-3 at home. They're looking to avenge it. One of those home losses coming against Florida back on December 9th. It's a 9-4 loss for the Silver Knights here. Victor Perez had a hat trick in that game. So far, Perez has been held scoreless for the Tropics. It's only been Mauricio Salles and Ricardo Dieguez. Dieguez there in the corner as the ball went off Liam Callahan and eventually finds the feet of Anthony Rico. 5:35 now left to go in this quarter. Silver Knights up 4-2. Chance here for Florida, but Callahan able to snuff it up as Dieguez was wide open there on the far side. Whistle blown, and Dieguez is going to be called for a foul.
And as talented as Dieguez is, he should have took that shot right there. I mean, he made such a great move on the defender and had an open look, decided to pass it off, and he passed it right to Liam Callahan, who, if he doesn't realize, is wearing a different color jersey.
Well, white and silver may look similar to some people. On this field, probably not so much. And a nice interception here, looked like from Coutinho. Shot! And that's a great goal. Raphael Schempler scored twice against the Silver Knights. Last time the Tropics were here, and Schempler picks up his 8th goal of the season to give the Tropics back finally a goal for it seems like the first time in a while.
Yeah, they haven't scored since that first quarter, and Schempler, he had a goal and an assist last night against Harrisburg. He's staying hot after a very quiet first half.
Schempler playing his first season in arena soccer here in the States. Played with Guilherme dos Santos back in Brazil. They were on the same team, and they both made their season debuts, as Patrick Thompson almost pressured Sliwa to giving it up. But those Schempler and Guilherme made their season debuts here on December 9th in that 9-4 win for Florida. Schempler with 2 goals then. A goal here today, and now it's 6-3 Silver Knights lead. Tavernisi tried to look for someone in the middle. It could have been Thompson or Schindler, but instead Silver Knights do still have the ball as Schindler backs up into his own half.
That's what we talked about in the beginning of the quarter, how well Tavernisi works with pressure coming at him in that left corner. Just couldn't make the right pass to set up a goal. And
now Yelovak wants to find that corner also. Instead we'll find Liam Callahan, who will go into the left-handed corner. Goes off the boards for Yelovak, and it's just off the near post. Darren Toby, his shot is wide. Syracuse still with the ball, though. A lot of chances here for the Syracuse Silver Knights as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Silver Knights with a 6-3 lead. Goals coming in this quarter from Bo Yelovak for the Silver Knights and from Raphael Schempler for the Tropics. Yelovak Looking for his second goal is denied by Sliwa. Now Raymond. Looking off the boards for Yelovak. Now Nate Bordeaux all alone there on the right-hand side, but Freddie Mugen and Raphael Schrempler there to cover him. Darren Toby waiting in his own half. Just pass back to Coughlin. 3:30 now. Coutinho able to dispossess Bordeaux. Nice footwork there from Marco Rodriguez to get away from Yelovak, who was charging in at him. Now Lucas Montelares.
I know Florida wants to be more in control in this game. That's why they're hanging out with the ball in their zone a lot more this quarter. But they really need to start being aggressive if they want to cut down this lead before the fourth quarter.
Rico looking for Schrempler in the right corner. We'll go back to Rico. Nice hold-up play from Dieguez. And tried to get it to Rico. Instead, we'll find Lucas Coutinho, and that shot is blocked by Darren Toby.
That's what Darren Toby does so well. Fourth in the MASL in blocks coming into this game. Another one right there. He's definitely a dominant force in that backfield for Syracuse.
Salas taken to the ground by Thompson, but Thompson able to win back the ball cleanly. And now Salas is called on the foul as he pushes Thompson into the boards. Maybe lucky to not get away there with a blue card as the referee tells Salas to move on. Salas got to be careful. He might get a blue card for dissent if he's, or a yellow card for dissent if he's not careful now. 2:32 left to go in this third quarter. 6-3 Silver Knights lead as Raymond will restart things here for Syracuse.
Florida definitely frustrated about the way this game is going. You saw it at the end of the second half, definitely getting more chirpy with the refs, feeling some calls were going against them while they're just not playing as well as the Silver Knights, and it's their emotions are showing on the pitch.
Schindler looking for Tavernisi in the middle of the box. It's nice defending there by Arico.
What a run by Callahan to get in front of Pereira's to beat him, making sure he didn't get a look at the net.
Callahan's defensive ability showing true there. The ball finds Mugen. Over to Tavernisi. Teixeira guarding him. Tavernisi gets it out of the corner, finds Slavisa. Two men on Slavisa instead of ball will go back to Callahan. Under 2 minutes now left to go in this quarter. Viparapovic. Tried to go on his right foot there, and that's not something we usually see. So the ball went off the boards, and now Darren Toby has it. Two Fatale. Under 90 seconds now left in this third quarter. Syracuse still with a 3-goal lead. Bordeaux taken to the ground. And just a common foul there. Syracuse will get the restart.
Bordeaux putting a nice move on Coutinho, and it looks like he had that whole left side to himself, but Coutinho just with the trip, no call against him. Stay 5-on-5.
Coughlin back over to Toby. And we go back over to Coughlin. Approaching the 1 minute mark in this quarter as Coughlin tried to find Tavernisi in the box instead of Rico's right there.
That was a move we see Sliwa do a lot, just firing it downfield, waiting for one of the forwards to corral it.
Bordeaux goes off the boards with his chest, and lucky there to get it with his chest to allow Coughlin to scoop it up with his hands, and now he has Patrick Thompson on the right-hand side. Over there by Marco Rodriguez. Coutinho trying to provide some support. Thompson able to get it out, but instead it's Ricardo Dieguez who pushes the ball back over to Darren Toby. Approaching 30 seconds left to go in the quarter. Thompson now takes it around using his left foot. Might have Sliwa. Montelares trips him up though, and that's a great job by the Florida defender. And now Florida might have numbers if they hurry. Coutinho over to Montelares. It's a nice save by Coughlin, and the ball off the boards. Can't find anyone. Under 13 seconds for Florida here to get a goal. Coughlin able to catch it. Battled Dieguez in the air and won. Yelovak. Look long. Can Slavisa get a goal before the quarter ends? No, he can't. And we'll go to a fourth quarter with Syracuse leading 6-3. We'll be right back here on MASL TV. Christian Guzman with Justin Pora as Syracuse has a 6-3 lead. Before we start the fourth quarter, the MISL and Midas share a long-term version to see Arena Soccer grow in North America. Midas Astro Division Ball is the official game ball for MISL League play. Midas Astro Division is designed specifically for play on unofficial surfaces, which to more accurate reflecting the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in Arena Soccer. The Syracuse Silver Knights take a 6-3 lead into the fourth quarter. Christian de Guzman with you on the call, joined as always by Justin Poor. We got Justin Poor here on the second half. And Justin, it's been a good all-around game, I would say, for Syracuse.
I think they've forced a lot of bad decisions for the Tropics on the defensive end. They just never really been able to get anything set offensively. I mean, the one goal was off a free kick. Other than that, it was just anyone's game at that point. Just a lot of good looks set up the other two goals. But other than that, this Syracuse defense has been stout, and the offense has been very efficient. It all starts with Joey Tavernisi making some great plays in that left corner, as he so oftenly does. And it's just been a really balanced, aggressive attack for a Silver Knights team that's missing arguably their best player.
Yeah, they've already forced Peter Sliwa to make 8 saves. However, 6 have gone past the Polish goalkeeper for the Florida Tropics. For Syracuse, Andrew Coughlin's had a quiet day because he's only needed to make a grand total of 4 saves and 7 official shots on target. And that's what's led to a 6-3 lead for Syracuse. Really a great defense in front of Andrew Coughlin. Maybe one of those men being the 7-year veteran in Darren Toby, who's been very, very effective in front of goal for Syracuse, protecting Andrew Coughlin.
As always, blocking a lot of shots, top 5 in the MASL in doing that. Just proved why he's so valuable to this team, not making their tremendous goaltender work, giving him an off day when he's been so effective, especially last weekend.
Darren Toby already has 3 blocks in this game. He'll take his grand total on the season up to 25. He's been so effective, the Trinidad and Tobago native and Darren Toby. But Florida now looking to put on the pressure here in the fourth quarter. Anthony Orico on the side, going off the boards. Lucas Coutinho, a great save from Andrew Coughlin on a great recovery. Corner kick for Florida, but it's an excellent, no, actually called a goalkeeper restart. Florida can't believe it, but Andrew Coughlin, the great save for his 5th of the day.
And that's what makes him so good, the instinct, the athleticism, reaching to get that ball off the bounce. What a save by Coughlin.
Andrew Coughlin, the Baldwinsville native and Syracuse University's goalkeeper coach, flexing his muscles this entire season, not having to do it so much today, but a great job there on the recovery to stop Lucas Coutinho's effort from going in. Now here's Lear Callahan working on a brace. Jake Schindler in the left-hand corner battling Raphael Schempler, and Peter Sliwa able to grab the ball. Now we'll go for Schempler down the left-hand side. Pressure there by Schindler, and he's able to win the ball back. Great job there from the Rochester native. And Liam Callahan finds Bo Yelvok. Has Nate Bordeaux down the left-hand side, but Bordeaux will do it himself, and Sliwa able to make a save. Wow, great job there from the Serbian. The ball still loose in the corner, and Florida finds Mauricio Salas. Freddie Mujan. Darren Toby, though, screens Mujan long enough for Coughlin to get the ball and pass it back to Toby.
Toby has just made Mujan feel almost invisible this entire game.
Yeah.
You see Sliwa trying to get the ball to him a lot on these full court passes, and it's Darren Toby who's there all the time, just making sure he gets not an inch.
Good job from Victor Pereira, though, to get the ball away from Ben Raymond, and now Florida wants to settle things down for an extended route of possession. 11:48 left to go in the game here, and we're in the fourth quarter as the Syracuse Silver Knights lead 6-3. No one for Anthony Rico off the boards. Nate Bordeaux gathers it. Now Patrick Thompson. Now Nate Bordeaux has some space. Has Tavernisi to his left. Tried to find him, and it's nicely blocked there by Marco Rodriguez, as Rodriguez able to read the pass from Bordeaux. He had Tavernisi all alone on the left-hand side.
He has to get that pass off a little bit sooner. I mean, it was wide open for a while. We noticed it up here. I'm pointing to him in that left corner. Just got to get that off a little earlier. A great pass from Patrick Thompson set that up. Missed opportunity for the Silver Knights to put this game to bed.
Victor Perez working against Vitale, and it's a nice job from Vitale to for the block there, and now Rico will settle things down here for Teixeira. Dieguez goes off the boards, but it's Aaron Toby there to pick the ball back up again, and Coughlin just clears the ball away. Sliwa. Now over to Schlempler. Here's a Rico. Over to Dieguez, but tried to look for Perez there, but instead it finds the chest of Vitali. Now it's Vitali versus Schlempler. Schlempler rattles into the boards before Vitali able to gobble it up. Schlempler still battering over Vitali. Vitali shoves into the ground. And Dieguez with the shot, and it just goes off the bar. I'm not sure if Coughlin got a tip on that, though. But now Syracuse might have an opportunity to break here. Lubi Parapovic will settle things down, though. If Coughlin got a tip on that, that's a fantastic save.
I mean, we've been seeing it all season long, and especially last Sunday, 26 saves to help Syracuse to a big win over St. Louis. And wow, he's just been so great for this team all season long. I can't imagine they'd be in the playoff race without him.
Here's Jake Schindler now. Over to Slavisa. Lubi Parapovic has had a quiet day. Syracuse hasn't needed the efforts of the Bosnian too much today. Schindler. Coughlin calling for the ball, just settle things down. Back over to Lubi Parapovic.
And going back to Slavisa, he hasn't done much of anything against this Tropics team, even in the first 3 games. I mean, he's only had 3 assists, 1 assist in each game, and no goals against the Tropics this season.
And you're seeing really Slavisa play a little bit more back, play as that midfielder, as that kind of even just a backwards defender. Here's Bojelovac, though. He's alone and tries to slot the ball into the corner, and there's Jelovac's second goal of the game. Jelovac able to find the far corner very easily, get it past Sliwa. Now it's 7-3, Silver Knights on top.
Sliwa committed a little bit too much to that ball, and Bojelovac with a cheeky little dink into that right corner, his second goal of the game. And wow, both of them very different goals. We have the first one where he lasers it into the left side of the net, and this one he just dinks it into the right corner. What a night, what an afternoon for the Serbian captain.
Yeah, Jelovac, very tough to use the outside of that foot and place it with that precision. Able to find the corner, and now it's 7-3 as Jelovac picks up his 7th goal of the season. Second goal today, and Joey Tavernisi able to win the ball back in midfield. Patrick Thompson, but Lucas Montelares able to intercept the ball on a nice tackle there. And now Pereira wants to push the ball out the field, finds Guilherme at the middle of the park. Back over to Pereira. Time running out for the Tropics. You start to wonder, when did they put out the 6th attacker?
I think they really just got to start being more aggressive first. I think it's still a little too early, over 8 minutes to go. That's more than halfway in this 4th quarter. I think you just have to make a couple really good pushes, get some shots off on Coughlin, make him feel a little nervous, and then eventually you send out that 6th man.
Yeah, you saw Anthony Rico looking long there for Ricardo Dieguez, but Darren Toby able to snuff that out. Now Pereira, and that's an easy save for Andrew Coughlin to make. Always tough on those long-range shots. You never know where they're going to go. And that one was just straight at Andrew Coughlin. Routine save there for the Baldwinsville native. Now over to Liam Callahan. Back over to Coughlin. Oh, bad pass though from Coughlin, and that's easy for Victor Pereira.
That's a rare bad decision by Andrew Coughlin. He's great at saving the ball, but right there, his mind just wasn't in the right place. He was uncomfortable, just tried to clear the ball, and he didn't do it with nearly enough power. An easy goal for the Tropics to make this a game late in the 4th quarter.
So Silver Knights now lead 7-4. We'll take an official timeout here, and we'll come back with the Silver Knights still up 3. Victor Pereira just scored his 12th goal of this season. And now the Florida Tropics only trail 7-4. We see a Florida Tropics member on the bench with a 6th attacker jersey on. So it looks like Clay Roberts will indeed go to that 6th attacker very soon. That goal from Victor Pereira does help things for Florida. Jake Schindler. Silver Knight fans trying to issue on their Syracuse Silver Knights here to hold on to the 7-4 lead. As Lucas Coutinho able to fight the ball out. Slilowa's coming off, and the 6th attacker will come on. It's Pereira who has that 6th attacker jersey. Back over to Salas. Salas' left-footed boot blocked by Raymond.
Oh, what a throw by the fan.
Able to get it back well past the halfway mark of the field, and Salas will restart.
And that's a traditional throw-in from the sidelines and outdoor. Definitely an ex-soccer player all by himself in that second deck.
Salas will find Pereira. His shot well over the netting, though, and Syracuse gets the restart. Pereira will come off. Sliwa back in. So they'll juggle the 6th attacker here with Syracuse now on the possession. Clay Roberts got to be careful. Doesn't want to give up another goal, and that would almost certainly put the game out of reach. But 3 goals here, still a very attainable advantage for the Tropics. You go back to January 6th, the Tropics are actually down 9-6 in the 4th quarter, and they got 3 goals off the 6th attacker to tie the game up at 9 and force that game into overtime. So this game not over by any stretch of the imagination.
And if you're Syracuse, you can't stop working on the attack. I know that for the most part, the Tropics are going to be sending 6 attackers. That's your opportunity. You pick up a block on a shot and you see an open net, you got to go firing for it. 3 goals is not enough against this Florida team, but you're trying to create some separation in the Eastern Division.
Yeah, Pereira's back onto the field with that 6th attacker jersey. Arico's pass intended for Pereira. A little too hard, and Pereira's able to just clear it into the Syracuse defensive zone. Mujen, high foot from Yellowfog, and he's able to distract Mujen enough to get the ball into the Florida half of the field. Now Tavernisi trying to pressure Pereira. Salas able to get the ball. 5:55 left to go in this 4th quarter. Silver Knights try to hang on to a 3-goal lead here. Rico over to Salas. Looking for Dieguez on the right-hand side. Dieguez able to control it. Here's Rico. Over to Salas. Salas looking in the middle for Mujen. Nice interception from Vitale. Gets the ball into the Florida half of the field. We talk a whole lot about Darren Toby, but Domenico Vitale has just been as instrumental to this Syracuse defense. And here's Vitale once again able to intercept the half-court pass.
Incredible game for him today. He's second on this team with block shots, but he's doing so much more than that. Just getting in front of these Tropics players, disrupting so many plays. And that's why the Tropics only have 4 goals in this game. It's not so much Andrew Coughlin as it usually is, but the defense has certainly stepped up in this one.
And Freddie Mujen looks like he missed the post, and Anthony Rico's shot is just over the bar.
If I'm the Tropics, I'm trying to work it a little bit more in the zone. They're taking so many shots from the outside, and Coughlin's just been all over, or the shots are just not on target. They got to work closer to the net, just like that.
Ricardo Dieguez with his 2nd goal of the game. They got 4:37 left. It's still only a 2-goal lead for Syracuse. This is still anyone's game here, especially with this great equalizer being that 6th attacker. Ricardo Dieguez picks up his 2nd goal.
Christian, are you sending 6 attackers now, even though the game's only at 2? Because if Syracuse gets lucky and is able to score from full field, I don't know how head coach Clay Roberts could live with himself knowing that there's not a goalie back there.
I think once Syracuse loses possession and Florida holds possession for long enough, Pereira will come back onto the field because he's still wearing that 6th attacker jersey. Clay Roberts knows that that pressure that comes from the 6th attacker is a lot for a team to handle. But Syracuse still keeping the ball in the Florida defensive half. Icon Franco trying to get the ball away, but Darren Toby has it. Well, you can't send the sixth attacker out in this situation, obviously, when Syracuse still has the ball. Ty Hall doing a nice job trying to pressure Andrew Coughlin, and Yelovak is called for the foul, and the Syracuse bench is absolutely livid. You can see Ryan Hall screaming at the official here, but here's where Clay Roberts might pull out that sixth attacker.
And there's Pereira. He's ready.
Pereira is indeed ready. Peter Sliwa, though, still waiting for the order to come out. Still can't come out yet. Syracuse still providing some pressure. But Sliwa is running out. And here is Pereira. Under 4 minutes to go. Sixth attacker back on. Salas. There's a ton of space down that left-hand side. We'll go for goal. And that one's saved by Coughlin. Not fully away yet, though. And Coughlin able to scoop it back up. Sliwa's not going to come back out. Pereira is still in.
And this is where the game gets interesting. This is where Syracuse would have loved to just press up and try and score a goal, but now with the timeout from the Silver Knights, they're all going to take a minute. It'll be interesting to see what Clay Roberts does if he sends Sliwa out outside of this timeout, or if he keeps Pereira, anticipating that his defense is going to get a quick turnover and then go back up the field.
So Coughlin calls the quick timeout for the Silver Knights. It'll be interesting to see what the Tropics do out of this timeout when they put Sliwa back in order to keep Pereira out there. They'll stay right here on MASL TV. It's a very interesting end to this game. 7-5 Silver Knights lead so far, with a goal in this quarter coming from the foot of Bo Yelovak for the Syracuse Silver Knights. And for the Florida Tropics, it's Victor Pereira and Ricardo Dieguez, the goal scorers in this quarter.
If you're the Syracuse defenders, you really got to keep your eye out on Dieguez. He has 4 game-winning goals this year. He loves when the pressure gets to this amplitude. He is going to look for the net every time he touches the ball. And if you're Darren Toby, if you're Domenico Vital, you're definitely going to want to keep your eye on number 11.
So Andrew Coughlin will get the goalkeeper restart here. Pereira is staying on the field as a sixth attacker. So no Peter Sliwa, with 3:29 left to go in this fourth quarter. Referee blows the whistle. We'll restart things here with Coughlin. He'll roll it out to Darren Toby.
And the pressure is on for the Tropics.
Yeah, you can see Darren Toby being pressured by 2 men there. Coughlin able to clear it out to Vitale. And now a nice interception there from Arico, though. Tropics might have numbers. And now here's Arico. We'll settle things down as the Tropics bring out their sixth attacker unit. Pereira with the ball. Over to Salas. Coutinho in the corner. Back over to Salas. 3 minutes now left to go in the game. Silver Knights trying to hang on to that 2-goal advantage. Coutinho all alone in the corner. Goes down quickly by Toby and back over to Salas. Pereira now closed down by Bordeaux. Rico switches fields over to Salas. Subi Parapovic right there. Shot! Goes wide of the net, and it's over to Darren Toby now. Battles Coutinho. Mujan able to wrestle it out, though. Slavisa running over the ball. Able to dispossess Pereira here. Empty net for Slavisa. And he scores! The Bosnian does eventually find itself on the score sheet. His 13th goal of the season, and the Syracuse advantage is restored to 3.
And he knew exactly what he was doing on that one. I'm looking at it. I see that Pereira is right on his tail, and then the defender's heading back to the net. I'm yelling at him to shoot it, but he knew exactly how to play that one, and that left foot is so deadly. No defender that can't use their hands is going to stop that one at all.
That's a cool, calm, and collected finish from the Bosnian. And now with 2 minutes left to, with just over 2 minutes left to go, Pereira has to stay on in that sixth attacker. As 3 goals are needed for the Florida Tropics to eventually just send this game even into overtime. It seems like a tall task here. Pereira and the Florida Tropics will try and get that going, but it's a pass that is intercepted by Domenico Vitale. Nice footwork from Dieguez, though, but it again goes to Vitale. And now Nate Bordeaux is one-on-one with Victor Pereira. Bordeaux's going to hold it up. His shot! He scores! That is all on Domenico Vitale right there. Very good in the defensive half. Able to get the ball all the way out to Nate Bordeaux, and Nate Bordeaux able to score his 10th goal of the season to make it a 9-5 lead for the Silver Knights.
And how good has this defense been for Syracuse all night long? Darren Toby, and right there you saw Domenico Vitale. Wow, what a play to set up Nate Bordeaux for his 10th goal of the year. And you can put a bow on this game, Christian. 9-5, under 2 minutes to go. What a great win for Syracuse in a home win they desperately needed.
And you can see Clay Roberts has taken out Pereira. Siwa is back in. Probably put Pereira back in. Doesn't want to show up any like letdown of hope yet. Siwa still in, but his ball is cleared out over the glass. As Syracuse gets a restart here with 1:47 left to go in the fourth quarter. 9-5 is the lead for the Syracuse Silver Knights over the Florida Tropics. As the Silver Knight fans get riled up here to push the Silver Knights to finish out the game here.
You can tell by the players on the bench and the sound of this crowd, they've been waiting for a win like this for so long. Great to see.
Patrick Thompson. If there's one negative about this game is that Patrick Thompson didn't get a goal. He definitely deserved it with his play today.
He's gotten so many opportunities, just has to get that one touch that he's been looking for all afternoon. It's actually upsetting that he hasn't gotten one yet, Christian. He's been playing very, very well.
Jake Schindler now running down the boards. Has Liam Callahan. Callahan's on a hat trick if he can get there, but Sliwa there first.
Callahan's kicking himself. The rookie's had such a great game, a coming out game, I would say, for him in the absence of Canardo Forbes. And wow, if he got that hat trick, what a game that would have been for him. He'd remember this one forever.
He would indeed, but we're under a minute now. As Florida is still looking for one last grasp. Ricardo Dieguez, who's also on a hat trick, and it's a great save from Andrew Coughlin. Florida looking for the quick restart. The block coming in onto Teixeira. Montelares under 40 seconds now. Dieguez. Sawes. And it got screened there by Montelares. Yelovak gets a foot in to intercept the pass from Montelares. Stamero Carlos now into the game. Pressuring Montelares. Teixeira. Sawes looked across the box with no one there though. Dieguez able to pick the ball back up. Dieguez battling Raymond. Sawes against Stamero Carlos. And Stefanos able to get the ball away. Slavisa loses the ball though from Dieguez, and Pereira able to fire the ball over the boards. 9 seconds left as the Syracuse fans are up and on their feet. As it almost just seems like a formality now for the Silver Knights to get their second home win of the season.
Christian, I've never heard the Allen Center War Memorial Arena so loud for a Syracuse Silver Knights game. What an effort by this team to now bring itself to 8-6 over the division rival in Florida.
There's the horn. Syracuse with a huge 9-5 win over the Florida Tropics. And the Syracuse Silver Knights move to 8-6 on the year. Florida drops to 8-7, and by virtue of percentage points, Syracuse moves into second place, I should say, in the MASL Eastern Division.
And this, again, we've been talking about the rivalry. This is the fourth time these teams have played. Syracuse is going to take the season series 3-1. And looking at the way the standings are now, they're going to need all three of the wins that they picked up. What an absolute effort by both the defense and the offense for the Silver Knights in this game. Coming back home after a long 3-game road trip and giving this tremendous crowd here at the On Center a reason to come out game in and game out. And then you see Liam Callahan, the rookie, putting in 2 goals. Bo Yelovak, the captain, 2 goals of his own. Andrew Coughlin didn't have to do too much work in this one. It was all the defense. Domenico Vitale and Darren Toby both having tremendous games, keeping Coughlin, giving him more rest than he's had to do, especially after last Sunday's game against St. Louis, where he had a career-high 26 saves. Just an overall great effort on the pitch for the Silver Knights, something that we just haven't seen not a dominant win that we've seen for so long. I mean, we're used to seeing these close games. I remember in the beginning of the season, a lot of one-goal victories, but this game, a convincing win for Syracuse right from the horn.
Well, Syracuse's next game against the Cedar Rapids Rampage on February 2nd, this Friday. Make sure you tune into MASL TV or get your tickets on SyracuseSilverknights.com or call 315-303-7261. For now, Christian de Guzman with Justin Parr and Mason Horodisky saying so long from the on-center War Memorial Arena. Syracuse gets a crucial 9-5 win over the Florida Tropics.